Hey, it's Mike, the Disgruntled Mechanic, coming to you today from the Disgruntled Mechanic Garage. Today what we're going to address is the 2011 Volt has had some codes and some issues in the past. And I've been trying to sort them out. It's been a little while. I've been clearing them and trying to sort them out. So first off, what I did was I looked at the codes, and they've came in numerous times. I mean, that's one good thing about owning this, because, you know, I can do that and run it. But codes have come in numerous times. Some of them are the same codes. Now, I'll show you what the codes are, and then we'll just talk a little bit about why I think those codes may have came in, and the fix that we're going to do, or a hopeful fix, because not being familiar with this, I'm not sure if what I do is going to fix this. But that'll remain to be seen. So let's go to the codes. Now, I have them on the paper here, and I'll just read them to you. I mean, if you can see them or not. Hybrid Powertrain Control Module 2 requested, mill illumination. So that came on because of some of the other ones. We have and that was code P1E00-00. The next one we have is uniform 0077-00, which is, like I said, I'm not going to actually, it doesn't matter if you see them. Control module, communications, chassis expansion, CAN bus off. Okay, another one is CAN bus communications. We have lost communications with electric brake control module, and that is U0121-00. And then we have, this is one that didn't come in only one time, but it was P0D22 battery charger output current performance. And we continue. This is the one, these two kept coming back almost every time after I reset it. And they are P0CD2 charge port door unlock control performance, P0CE0-00 hybrid EV battery pack coolant control valve performance. So what that is with the charge door is, where you plug this in, it has an automatic unlock. They had some failure rate with them because they get a little sticky as they get older and they won't open. But mine, you know, seemed to open, but the code still came in. So anyhow, that's our codes. After showing you all those codes, I'm going to tell you what I did and why. First off, just a quick explanation of how the 12-volt charging system works. The 12-volt battery is actually charged off of a DC to DC converter. So while you're running the car, the battery is maintaining, the 12-volt battery is maintaining charge from that DC to DC converter. Now, my understanding, and the purists probably know better than me, but this is my understanding. What happens is, when you park the car and you plug it in, you will be charging the big battery. We'll just call it the big battery, the non-12-volt battery. It'll be charging that battery. On the first cycle, when it charges, the DC to DC converter will charge your 12-volt battery to the capacity it needs. Now after that, and when your main charger shuts down to the big battery, it will maintain a charge in your big battery. But after that first cycle, my understanding is your 12-volt battery will not be kept up to the power that it needs. Why am I explaining all this, telling you all this? Well, the battery in my Volt is the original battery. So that's a 2011 Volt. I think I got it in October of 2010. So we're looking at an 10-year-old battery. So my thoughts are, when it sets, that the 12-volt battery is draining and not able to run the modules and other stuff when it first wakes up. You know, the first time I drive it after, say, parking it 2 weeks. And with these codes, one of the things I noticed was that They usually happened and appeared when the car was setting for a period of time, be it 1 week or 2 weeks. To that point, the first thing I want to do is put a new 12-volt battery in. They're an AGM battery. You want to make sure you get the like battery. I didn't get one from GM. I got another brand that we'll see how it works, but it is supposed to be the comparable battery. The old battery itself, when I tested it, I really don't have what I would consider a good battery tester. But I know after setting, when I did try to test it, it was 12.3 volts. The load test showed the battery wasn't good. But then when I charged the battery, my tester showed the battery was good. No matter what the case is, the battery is 10 years old. It is due to be replaced. I don't think this is a parts cannon move. It's due to be replaced. From the classes that I've been in on the electric vehicles, as the 12-volt batteries age and wear, they tend to not charge as well or hold the charge, of course. And I was told this could cause some odd codes and odd behavior. So since it needs to be replaced anyhow, we're going to put that in and we're going to try that. So now on to installing the battery. So the first thing we'll do is we'll lift this back up. Now the battery is under here, and what I want to show you is if you just want to check the battery or charge the battery from back here, once you take these flaps off, your negatives on this side, your positives over here, you can access that by flipping your lid here. So that's your positive and your negative. So you can charge that from here. But you got to take this part off here to access the battery for removal. So let's do that. So what you have is you have four bolts that have to come off. I'm sorry, 4 nuts that have to come off the studs to remove this. So let's go to that. So you just sort of got to lift it up. Just lift this up in the back a little more, throw that back. And we'll take this out and we'll just throw it up here. Now we got access to the battery. So now what we're going to do is carefully remove the negative side of the battery. So we'll remove that. By unloosening that, and we'll take it off and make sure we get it out of the way and it stays so it doesn't hit anything, especially the negative terminal. So next we'll get over to the positive side. Since we have that shut down, we're going to open that up, and then we're going to, well, we'll pop this up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off of this post, then I'll loosen this to get it off of that post, and we're going to bring this assembly up then and get that out of the way to be able to continue. Since I had the 10mm on, I just decided to loosen that. Now we'll take this off, this cable. Move that to the side. So what you want to be careful about while you're here is don't be tempted to grab this, yank on it, because you're going to mess this little piece up here. And I just about did it again, even though I know better, so that's why I'm saying it. So to get this whole plastic tray or cover, whatever you want to call it off, you got to come down here and push back on that tab. I think it's only on one side, and then you can put that whole assembly to the side very easily. So the next thing you want to get to is back in here. I don't know if you can see it, there's the bolt head that holds this strap down in the back or in the front, depending how you look at it. But you want to get on there, get that out. And at that point, you can pull your strap out of the way and your battery will come out. There's also a vent tube right here. Mine came out. Oh no. Make sure you take the vent tube out when you're taking the battery out. But once you take that vent tube out, you got that, it'll come right out. So, it's basically just the reverse to get the battery back in there. So if you actually watched the video this far, I just have a question for you. Do you enjoy these volt videos? And is it good information? Do you like me giving an explanation of the theory behind it or not? Please let me know in the comments if you would like to see more on the volt. I'll still be doing them, but if you have anything particular that you'd like to see that I can answer, I would be more than happy to do it. So thank you. So that is the reason that I put a battery in, was to fix these codes and the age of the battery. I am doing certain things with this just because of the age of the vehicle. I would have put a battery in after 10 years, codes or no codes. But we'll start there and we'll see what happens. So this is Mike the Disgruntled Mechanic saying, just remember, if you can get somebody else to do it, you're probably better off. Thanks for watching. See you next time.